Hello, I am Andrew Mtila and I'm very excited to introduce to you this series that we're going to call the Proposed Constitutional Amendment Review Series, where we shall review the proposed constitution and what articles have been proposed to review for amendment. So let's dive into it. Why am I very interested in this, you might ask? And why should you be also interested? You should be interested in this because Article 1, Clause 1 of our Constitution says the Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic of Zambia. So meaning it is the highest law of our land. Okay? This is where we get all our laws. Any law that is inconsistent with the Constitution is not law at all. Okay? So now, Clause 3 of the same article, which is Article 1, states that the Constitution shall bind all individuals, all state institutions and state organs. Okay, so meaning the president, you and I, everyone, wherever you are, the Constitution is the one that is binding you to do. Okay, so now let's dive into the review. We shall not review them in any particular order, but what we see, we shall review. So I can see there's number 2 here, which says what? Candidate resignation. So amend Article 52, Clause 6 to proceed with the elections. If a candidate resigns, avoiding fresh nominations. Okay, the way they have phrased this, you can see that maybe the intention behind this is that they want to amend Article 52 so that we can save time and resources for our country, Let me read Article 52, Clause 6 so that we can analyze it properly with legal and scholarly eye, so that we can, we should know why we are saying yes and why we are not saying, we are saying no in other ways. So it says, Article 52, Clause 6 says, where a candidate dies, resigns, or becomes disqualified in accordance with Article 70, 100, 153, or a candidate is, or a court disqualifies, or a court disqualifies a candidate for corruption or malpractice after the close of nominations and before the elections, the election date, the Electoral Commission shall cancel the elections and require the filing of fresh nominations by eligible candidates, and elections shall be held within 30 days of the filing of the fresh nominations. So in itself, this one doesn't mean that a candidate can forever stay in power, or a political party or a candidate can stay forever. It says 30 days, okay? I've heard the ones that we are saying, no, these are elderly, these are the people that are, qualified for us to lead us. The opposition leader of a named political party saying, I can make the president stay in power for 7 years or 9 years or whatever he said. But that candidate was erred in his statement, because one, if you are relying on the saying of elections shall be held within 30 days, then you say in case candidates keep on resigning, that's not the case. You understand? It will mean, mind you, we should remember that when a general elections, in an instance, it comes to general elections. A general elections meaning parliament has dissolved, we don't have ministers to run affairs of government. So meaning that political party or the same candidate you are saying can stay for 7 years cannot exercise governing or presidential powers, because there are no institutions or ministers or that are presiding over the ministries. So meaning there will not be a budget to present. It will just be, you will just be a president by name but not by function. Those that know different can actually come. We're open to consideration. Then yes, so now the same scenario which is there will deter you from doing that, even if you are you are too power hungry, you can't do that because you will not exercise, you will not govern. Okay, then now when we remove this will open up to candidates or political parties overstaying in power. Even if they've done nothing, they are corrupt, they are whatever, you will not remove them from power. Why? Because in an event that you go and fight in, for example, 5 political parties have filed in their nominations, including the ruling party. So it would mean that these other 4 can be bought off, and they are, let's say if they are bought off by the ruling party, meaning the ruling party will stay in power, they will go into another term unopposed. You understand? Because people have resigned, then the elections have gone ahead to be held. You understand? So it will mean that these people will stay in power again. You understand? So this is why I think the original drafters of this were avoiding this same scenario where a political party can just sponsor or even form political parties and sponsor them and then tell them to resign 3 days before or 2 days before elections, and the party gets into power. Now there's another scenario where you say no, there will be a strong opposition political party. We have seen in the past, looking at ECZ right now, it can be used to disqualify a strong political party. We've already seen this happen just a few years ago, where we saw that people that were nullified but not disqualified, ECZ refused because of political whatever. They refused to receive nominations from those candidates because they were just nullified but not disqualified. So that can happen the same. You understand? We can see where Imingalato is played and all sorts of that they have removed the strong opposition and leave those that they can manipulate and sponsor. So Article 52 Clause 6 should just remain the way it is. Do not amend that article, especially in a way that you want to amend it. The government is proposing to amend it to say we can just go ahead with the elections. I am Andrew Mtila, I'm a legal scholar. This is not legal advice, but it is the standing of how I see things, okay? And I am non-partisan.